Alright, Memento Accelerate back at you. Check this out. The show where we take a look, whatever deck we want to take a look at. Never such a good old time. I'm back on the tube. We've had Memphis Alter doing some videos. He's still going to be doing them, but I made the time. I wanted to do a video for y'all because we're going to be taking a look at an interesting archetype, at least in aesthetic sense of the word, the Memento archetype, which is a group of monsters that are all based off of older monsters. You know, we've got our Trihorn Dragon, our tatsunooshigo, things like that. We have ourselves a deck that's all about going through the Memento line. We're trying to fill up the grave with different names, summoning out our giant 5k beater dragon monster man. And that's what we do. We get this guy on the board. We have some cards that support him specifically. And we try to kind of go first to go third with this deck. You know, open up, then we stall for a turn, and then we start doing lots of beatdown and such. That's what this deck is about. It's nice and simple, pretty casual-minded, and we're just going to have ourselves a good time with it. So we're going to go into good old EDO Pro, that Wild West to Yu-Gi-Oh!, show off what this deck can do. Deck list is, of course, down in the description, as it typically is. So let's go ahead and get started with some duels and show off exactly what the Mementos can do. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. And to celebrate this momentous occasion, we're going to go first as often as humanly possible, because what we like to do is go first and go home, and we have ourselves beautiful opening hand. Whenever you start with a field spell, things are good. And we also have our Dark Blade, so we should be able to start with a pretty decent board. So we're going to go ahead and use the Dark Blade. All of our Mementos, they fight for the team. They can go from one member to the next. And we're going to summon out this thing. Let's see. Slam. I mean, Mementos aren't bad, but they're not, like, great. They could use a few more members, let's put it that way. The whole idea of Mementos is that we go from one member to the next, to the next. We're trying to build up into our giant super dragon. And he's not a bad boss by any means. He does need a lot of support, but there's a lot of support in the deck for him. A lot of our monsters support our big giant dragon. It's only from the hand, but they do support him. They do support him a lot. But we got ourselves our horse, our lady, our Fey Witch, and our horse. We destroy the horse, though, because she's already riding a broom. She doesn't need anything else. So we're going to send a few of our cards to the grave. They have one card combos. Not terrible. This is true. But right now, we need to cook. I don't have time to chat. Maybe later. But for now, we're going to summon back our mace. We have our one-card combos. That's true. It's the Dark Blade. That's why he's on the thumbnail. We're going to go ahead and use Mace. I can destroy her to add a Memento card. We're going to go ahead and get Cranium Burst. This is a 5 monster effects negates per turn card. Pretty damn good. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use our Fey Witch's effect. We're going to revive the Goblin. We need some Goblin action up in here. Because this guy is basically Foolish Burial for us. He sends 2 of our cards to the graveyard. And that's exactly what we need to close this out. So we're going to destroy the Goblin. We're going to send our Fracture Dance. And we're going to send our Super Dragon to the graveyard. And once you have 5 monsters with different names in the grave, and you don't use the stuff in the hand, well, you could, but we don't want to right now. We just need 5 monsters, same different names. And you want to, if you can, leave a Fey Witch in the grave. You summon this dude out in defense to avoid the lightning storms. We'll set a couple cards. And I could do more, but I'm good for now. Because in the end phase, our field spell will go off and get us our thing. The field spell's nice. It doesn't do a lot, but it does do a few different things. It allows it so the monsters become ancient gears when they attack. No spell traps allowed. If I destroy one of my cards, I can revive a lower level monster from my grave. That's pretty neat. And I see. No, not yet. Not quite yet. So we're up against magical muskets. I have not seen magical muskets in quite a long time. What does this do? Place a Valence Pendulum from the deck in the Pendulum Zone. Okay. Fascinating. I don't remember what that does. Alright. So he's going to be playing his magic muskets. So, since my opponent went ahead and used Casper, and because a card, he played an effect, I can get a Memento monster. So, instead of negating... What does Casper do again? Add a magic musket card. You know what? This time, let's not negate Casper just yet. Let's do something else. We're going to use Netherskull Dragon. We're going to revive our Fairywitch. Because when Fairywitch, of course, special summons, we'll get another monster. And we're going to get one of our hand buddies. The Goblin and the Mace both have nice effects from the hand. And we're going to use those. So, who do we want? Do we want the Mace? Let's get the Memento Mace. This way I can steal my opponent's stuff. Which is what I should do immediately. I will steal Casper. Casper is mine till the end of the turn. And I misclicked. I misclicked the thing. That's all good. I misclicked on the computer. What do we do? Let's see. This lets him revive it. That's fine. I think. I don't remember what this does, but I still have a monster effect to negate, which I shall now use. Once per chain, I lose 1,000 attack and defense, but it's not that hard to set up to bring out my Tatsunooshigo again, so it's all good. Now what is he doing? Stop doing things. Stop it. I said no. What part of no did you not understand, young man? I like Valence just fine, but you're not getting your effect off. Unless you beat over my big 3k beater. Then we'll talk about it. Let's see, summon this card to the same zone. Okay. So, alright, he's getting some stuff set up. I'm gonna go ahead and say... no to the rest of it. I'm gonna pop this. And because I have my big boss monster, I do get to double pop with this trap card. Good old Fractured Day. Like I said, Mementos are all about bringing out their big boss monster and supporting said boss monster. We have the spell traps that they do extra stuff when you have the dragon on the board, you have your hand boys. It's nice. So, Casper goes back to my opponent. He gets to pick where it goes, that's fine. And let me think. Let's activate Bone Party. Blatantly in the same column as whatever this is, because he just said it. It's not perm. Even if it is, doesn't matter. I'd rather play it now. So I'm going to go ahead and blow up a Memento and get ourselves another card. Discard a Memento card and then blow up a spell trap. I would love to do this. My opponent needs his spell traps to do things. So we're going to go ahead and use the Dark Blade. We'll destroy this because I don't trust it. And then, again, with my Temple. So we're going to go ahead, target our level 3, bring out a level 1. How about you? And that's the idea. You know, you kind of cycle through your cards over and over. And yes, I do have a Floodgate, okay? This deck can sometimes struggle against big combo decks. So it's good to have that. It's good to have the 1. Alright, so now that we have all of that going for us, what else do I want to do? Let's activate the Dark Blade, destroy him. Once again, the Witch, because the Witch is just so good too. She's really good. Okay? And we're going to save the field spell. Then we'll just go for the horse again. This is what I mean. Mementos have a nice, solid starting. I really do hope that they add more money, because they have this cool aesthetic too. You know, the idea of taking all these old vanilla monsters that, like, nobody remembers for the most part, and then, you know, give them a new, fresh skin. It sounds cool and neat, and I like it. And I think that Konami could go farther with it, honestly. Alright, so now that I've got all that, let's get to the Goblin. Why not? I do need more, though. So we're going to destroy Mace. And where's my other bot? Where's my Tri-Horn Dragon? Let's get my boy up in here. Tri-Horn Dragon. Who can just be special summoned. He doesn't do much else, but, you know, I have the option. If he gets destroyed, I can target 3 cards, including my Goblin, blow it all up. That's what he does. And does he have anything in defense? No, he does not. I think we're good. I think we'll be fine. So we'll attack into the Casper. We'll see. Oh yeah, I can banish Fracture to gain 1,000 attack points. Is that for everybody till the end? I forget. Let's see. 1,000 attack. Well, that won't let me win, so I'm gonna say no. That's something you do if you need to survive a fight, or you're going for game. We don't have quite game at the moment. At least I don't think I do. No, I don't. I'd rather get my trap back at the end phase, to be honest. So, yeah. So, this is a good showing of what happens when everything goes right with Mementos. This is what you want to see happen. You get your big monster on the board, you get your spell traps in rotation, you're negating your opponent's monster effects to stop them from doing stuff. You have a little bit of interruption with your fiery dance. All that good stuff. All the good stuff. And he's going to keep trying. Good on my opponent. He's going to keep trying. And what is he going to do? He has a choice, but I'm not going to give him a choice. He's getting negated, and that's just how it is. That is just how it is. I do want to ask, though. I guess that the Netherskull dragon, is he based off, like, five-headed dragon? I'm not 100% sure. Everybody else I know, but this guy, I don't know if he's unique or if he's based off five-headed dragon or somebody else. It could be. I am just mistaken. I don't know. Why is this up here? I don't know. All I know is I'm going to keep getting my fairy witches. You always get the fairy witch. You're always getting more stuff. And I'll get the goblin. That way I can also show off what the goblin does. You know, I can discard him. My opponent can't target with card effects this turn. Well, that's what he does. All right, but my opponent, we'll let him hit me. I don't have to let him hit me, but I'm going to let him hit me. Because I've spent this whole duel just negating everything my opponent can do. Might as well let him at least destroy a fairy witch. Or maybe my goblin. Or he'll attack into the horde dragon. Alright, he chose his own fate. I would have said he could attack my fairy witch, but this works too. Alright, but there you go. That is the ideal situation for Mementos. We'll see how it goes in the next couple duels. If we can do that over and over again, we will do our best to do so. We'll see how it goes. But for now, duel number 2 incoming. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. What do we have? Alright, well, we have the Dark Blade. We have the Mace. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Let's summon out our Mace and get a search. Then we'll Dark Blade. I think, let's see, different name. Yeah, that's all it work. So we'll destroy the Mace. Can I get my field spell? I would like my field spell, please. It's always nice to have the field spell. This won't be as beefy of a hand because I didn't start with a field spell. This is one of those decks where if you start with a field spell, good. If you don't, it's one of those decks that really just, it likes its field spell. Just that little bit of extra stuff. Just a wee bit of extra stuff. We're going to go ahead and destroy the Goblin, because I need my Dark Blade. My Dark Knight, I need you to come right now. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the Dark Blade. We've seen this combo before. I'm not going to explain exactly what it is unless something new happens. Then we'll explain more. So, we're going to go ahead and get our horse. I'm explaining it already. But yeah, it's a nice, simple little engine that the Mementos have. You know, it's the one nice thing about the being small is that it's not a very convoluted combo. That you know what you're doing, you do it, and you just do it again and again and again, whatever you need to do. It would still be nice to have more members just to like add to it, give me some other combos I can do. That would be nice. But we'll have ourselves a stardom up. We have ourselves our Goblin. Let's go ahead and destroy the Goblin. We'll get a couple cards in the grave. We'll get our boy. We'll get our trap card. And let me think about this. Let me think about that. How many witches do we have in the graveyard? We only have the one. Okay, let me think about it. 1 second. 1 second. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have a second Goblin and a second. Okay. Just because I like to always have a Faywitch in the graveyard when I'm doing all this, because it's really useful. Always useful just to have one little girl in the graveyard to make it so I can revive it and then search my hand traps is good. We'll get out our boy, and sadly I can't use Mace again. That would be really nice if I could do that, but I cannot. Okay, we'll live dangerously. Why not? We'll live dangerously and die dangerously. That's what we'll do. All right. Okay. Okay. We'll do this. We'll do this. I don't need my other Dark Blade. I've already used him once. I've used him once. I'd rather have a giant plesiosaurus on the board. I want my plesiosaur, and I'm gonna have it. All right. So we'll end our turn for now. Like I said, it's not as good as last time because I don't have both traps on the board. But it's something. It is something. I have my big boss, and I have a Dark Blade still in the hand. I know I said I didn't care, but now I do. Now I do. And so if I need to reset, I have the potential to do so, barring about a third of this game being about negation. And also my opponent is playing evenly matched, and there's literally nothing I can do about that. I spite ye. Alright, well, if that's the case, I'm basically boned. I mean, I get more okay, hold on. I'm not quite dead yet. I'm not quite dead yet. We don't know what this guy's doing, but I'm not quite dead yet. Because I can get a key mace. And then if I have a key mace in the hand, I can steal stuff. So I can interrupt whatever he's trying to do. He gets it back, but if I can interrupt the key card, that'll be good. What is this? Oh, it's Unchained. I see. Interesting. I mean, I just don't care for the evenly matched part. Unchained are a good enough deck that I've never played evenly matched. I can see why you would going second with them, but at the same time, it's like, gross, bro. All right, so what is he going to do? He is going to summon out the Wazoo, is what he's gonna do. Unchained Soul, and then he's gonna get the blue dude. Ooh. Oh, that's the other blue dude. All right, well, I don't really want to do this, but he's gonna destroy my boss anyway, so I have no reason not to attempt this. Of course, Rick Hay is just gonna pop his monster anyway. Oh boy, but again, I can revive this guy from the graveyard. As long as I have that power, it's not the end of the world. Although the Sarama does not help. Let's see. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna go off. He's going to summon. Let me think. He could make Unchained Abomination, I think. Uses these two to make the blue one, makes the red one, links me off, makes the purple one. That's how colors work. Oh wait, no, I completely forgot about this dude. What does he do? Unchained monster, and then that will get him a monster. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I should have done. The minute evenly matched was involved in this duel, I can't really come back from that. With all the setup our deck uses, field nukes really don't do us any good. Especially ones that just say, banish all but one of your cards, when you need to have all those cards to do stuff. Don't get me wrong. There was a potential to interrupt things. Maybe if I had held the mace, no, he would have just destroyed, man. Key mace only works when you have the boss, so really, that was not going to work. Regrettably. So, unfortunately, the second duel is a clean loss. We did the best we could with the hand we had, but my opponent had a white board. And without my board, didn't do too well. But that also happens with this, that we're showing off the best and the worst. Let's go for duel number 3 now, because I'm pretty sure I've lost this duel. There's not much I can do to escape this. We'll go for the third duel, pick ourselves back up, and show off the mementos one more time. Alrighty, everybody, our final opponent, the third duel, the fight and third. And we're just gonna go all in, because we've shown off most of what this deck is capable of. We've seen the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and all we need to do now is just go for it. And we're up against Red Dragon Archfiend, and I don't have my imperm. That makes things a little difficult, doesn't it? Oh, Red Splinter. I was about to say, who the heck are you? And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's you. Alright, well, this is not impossible, but it's not gonna be easy to out Red Dragon Archfiend when I'm not going first. If I was going first, maybe, but not as it is standing now, because it does not take a lot for his deck to do stuff. What the heck is this? Add a Red Dragon Archfiend or a card that mentions it from deck or grave to the hand, except for itself. That attacks, change monsters to defense, monsters destroyed. Summon an Archfiend from the grave. Man, Red Dragons get, they got all the support in the world. Give them more support. There's still old archetypes that never got support. Come on, man. Why is it going to be all the Red Dragon Archfiend? I mean, they always do the same thing anyway. Come on. Although I'll give you that. He's playing Red Strain. What does this do again? Cannot. Most monsters cannot declare attacks. That's just me. Misplay. Good for you. I'm glad. Glad for it. All right, my opponent misplayed because he forgot how math works. This gives us the chance at victory. All right, let us capitalize on my opponent's mistakes. So what does red screen also do? It does something else. Pay 1,000 life points. This card's destroyed. Cool. All right. Momentous Darkblade, come forth to the field and do a thing. So, what we're gonna do, we don't know which of these is which, but that's fine. Let's discard Tatsunogi, because we're gonna get him anyway. We will destroy one of these set cards and then attempt to get rid of annoying things. If it's red screen, perfect. If it's not red screen, also fully viable. Because if I can get off the cranium burst, should in theory be good. All right, let's continue the thing. We'll do the thing. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna beat this dude. If I can get the boss on the board, which I should be able to. I don't see no negates happening. I didn't hear no bell. And so if I do that, we should be good, because Red Dragon is very reliant on the effects. They're very effect heavy. All right, get tatsunooshigo. Go on, horse, ride off into the sunset. Bring us victory. You, and you. And then you. All right, we should be pretty set. I mean, I'll bring back my Mementorskull, my little key mace here, and we should be good. My opponent, he can make all the misplays in the world. Point is, I ain't making no misplays. Okay. So add to the hand, I'm gonna send this to the grave with Goblin so I can add my Horned Dragon. Yeah. And let me double check my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got all the members in the grave that I need. Perfect. Let's bring back the Goblin and run this dude over. It's a bit ironic considering his deck's all about running people over, that I will now be, barring this being another red screen, running him over. Alright, so we're going to destroy the Goblin, Fiery Dance, Tecuhtlica, and then bring back Tecuhtlica. And I could have probably left Horned Dragon in the hand for a turn, because one thing I have not brought up is that my boss has another effect, other than just recovering stuff, is that if he's all alone, he can attack every monster my opponent controls once a piece. It's not that big of a deal, but it is a thing he can do. It is. Let's see. This card is destroy my card effect. Target 3 face-up cards, including my Memento card you control. I could do that, but I feel like that's kind of unnecessary. In fact, I could do that on my opponent's turn instead. I like that idea slightly more. So let's go ahead for what the French call le battle phase and go for it. And Fracture Dance, no, I need you in the graveyard. I appreciate the offer, though. I probably could have even swung for game if I just left this in my hand. Dang it, I missed out on the OTK. I was so concentrated on getting out Horned Dragon and Netherskull. But I could have OTK'd right there, because he couldn't play these spell traps. I could have done that. I feel kind of dumb for not doing that, but you understand that you can potentially OTK in this deck, depending on what your opponent's playing, basically. If he makes misplays like this dude did, then yes, you can, in fact, do that. What does this do again? Add a card that mentions the Red Dragon's Archfiend. I probably could have interrupted that, but it's fine. I think I'm okay. I've got double pop and 5 monster negates. I think I'll be okay. Also, I have my Netherskull dragon, so I'm just fine. You know, beat down and control. That's the things that Mementos do pretty dang well. I'm able to control the flow. I'm able to get my key mace. I'm gonna steal his tuner, and then I'm gonna synchro summon with his tuner. I don't have it synchro, but if I, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna steal his tuner. I'm gonna synchro summon anyway. What does this do again? Add a fiend. I'm gonna say no. Get out of here. Get out of here, you and your not math. 3 plus 4 isn't 6. How could you make that mistake? What else does this do? Cannot summon except for synchros. Doesn't matter. Alright. So my opponent surrenders, and you could say that I won from a misplay. Guess what? We all make misplays. And the most important thing is I was able to capitalize on that misplay. So there you go. And I guess we'll never find out what this face down was. It probably wasn't anything important. But well, there you go. There's Mementos. Just shy of an OTK that we could have had. Let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, so Mementos momentous occasion. We won 2 out of 3, which is perfectly respectable as for any deck, honestly. Mementos, at first glance, it looks like they're pretty basic, but that basicness does not mean that they're bad in any means. You know, they have their 1-card combo with the Dark Blade. The Dark Blade is just so good in this deck. And you get that off, you get your Witch, you get your Horse, you get your other monsters circulating. It is not hard to summon the boss. Like, when I first started looking at this deck, I thought it would be so hard to make this dude. Hence all the dangers. There was going to be a lot more of them in this deck originally, but they really don't need him as much. They really don't. You know, the most important thing, honestly, is just getting the darn field spell. You get the field spell and the Dark Blade, it's easy to start off with all your goodies. I didn't even need the Floodgate. I could have replaced the Floodgate with anything in the world. I could have gotten Pot of Extravagance in there. I could have had Dogmatika Punishment in there. I could have put in those Regekis I was planning to put in here to counter any going first players, things like that. That's the thing. Mementos may seem slow to the initial eye, but you don't need to care about so much Floodgates. A bit of interruption and a little bit of beatdown, a little bit of control. That's what the Mementos are good for. They don't need no Floodgates here. In fact, I'm taking this out right now just to show you don't need it. And you can put whatever you want in here. It can be any number of things. You can put on the punishment. You can put in... That's the wrong punishment. You can put in the punishment. You can put in the extravagances. All that sort of thing. It'll work out for you. Mementos, they do pretty good stuff. So, I'm happy to say the Mementos did. They exceeded my expectations. I enjoyed that quite a bit. So, thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate you. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, where Memphis Alter will be playing the King Tiger Wan Hu. Well, that's gonna be more of a lockdown deck, but a fun one without no trap floodgates, none of that stuff. Only Tiger power. That's what that's gonna be. So tune in for that. Thanks for stopping by today. Very much appreciated all the love and support recently been having on the channel. I hope to keep it going because we're close to another milestone, another 100 subs on the channel. It's gonna be good. So thanks for watching. Your boy Memphis signing out for now. I'll see you guys again very soon with more stuff. Take care till next time. Y'all have a good one.